What's up, what's up, what's up? I haven't been on here for a while. Been busy, been very busy. With a bunch of things. Gigging. Oh, did I lose a camera? What happened here? How did this one go out? Hang on, my left camera's gone. The crucial over the shoulder angle. How does that happen? There it is. This is the Masters 22-inch swish. I just got it. And it is amazing. I got it just last week. Barely played it. I do have a one of the new Evans chains on it, so let me take that off. You can hear it without the chain. I'm using it Bernard Purdy style in the left side. And then while we're on topic of cymbals, this is the Dry Dark Ride Masters 21. I've been going down a rabbit hole of Al Foster records, and I don't have one of the Town Creation 22 darks that he played, but I have this, which is pretty dry. It's giving me kind of that Al Foster vibe. I don't have a wing nut for this, but that's great. And then this is also new, a 20-inch Masters Thin. And the 18 should be arriving shortly. So I've got a 20-inch thin and 18-inch thin. I wanted something a little bit more kind of lighter and smoother sounding for recording, and also for some of these gigs that are where I need a crash sound that I can get from light playing. The darks are awesome, but maybe a little bit too gnarly for some of those gigs. And lastly, I'm going to swap the hi-hats here. These are the 14-inch darks, which I love. I just got the 17-inch, there we go, 900 series heavy crash to use as the bottom. So that's under my 17-inch dark crash. I was just using an old Zildjian A for the bottom. Sounded great, but it was just a little bit too fluffy. This is giving me a little bit cleaner chick sound. Hold together a little bit better. So I've got my Bernard Purdy vibes, I've got my Al Foster and Steve Jordan all combined in one. All right, anyway, the reason I'm here today, it's just finally available. It took a few days for Amazon to get updated, but this book I put out is now available on Amazon. Creative Practice, Book 1, Practical Independence with 16ths. This is all the stuff I've been working on for myself for years. I've taught it in clinics, I've used it with students. I just never formalized it into book form, so now it is available. It's like a workbook. You can kind of go front to back. I'll talk a little bit more about it if you want, but it's essentially a workbook that if you're a type of player that you want to be able to go page by page and kind of progress, it's set up that way. Kind of like a style like Joel Rothman books where it's just exercise after exercise. But I have 4-bar summaries. I'm urging everyone to improvise with material, and then at the end of each chapter I include some 32-bar etudes. So you can practice it like page to page. I really wanted something that was in the vein of like New Breed or so that's Gary Chester's New Breed, or the other Gary Chafee's Time Functioning Patterns book. But my problem with New Breed is it gets really complicated really fast, and it's almost all based on sight reading long melodies. And I feel like it doesn't really give you the core kind of material. So this covers like all the combinations of 16th notes over the most common ostinatos with one limb: quarter notes, eighths, sixteenths, eighth and 2/16ths, 2/16ths and 1/8, offbeat eighths. So I feel like if you get through this book once, you'll have all the functioning independence to play pretty much any kind of groove that's based on 16th notes. And then I also designed it so you can just open it anywhere, pick one thing to work on, and use that as a jumping board for your own ideas and improvising with these concepts. So yeah, Creative Practice, Book 1 is now available. I also went with a smaller format, 6x9. I'm kind of tired of the big, huge method book formats. This is easy to throw into, a backpack, a laptop bag. Some stick bags have a big pocket. Your cymbal bag, something that I envision drummers carrying around with them, because it's just a good resource for, refreshing some fundamentals, maybe isolating some tricky stuff that's been bothering you. So yeah, I'm envisioning this to be something you would just carry with you and revisit often. There is no mastering this book. It's kind of endless. So I'm just kind of walk you through it in case you're interested. Again, the link is in the description if you want to buy it. I would appreciate it. You can support the channel that way. So, how to use this book. Just one page of text. Pretty simple. This book is designed to develop the fundamental skills to play freely and creatively in 16th notes using two limbs, a hand and foot, while maintaining a common timekeeping figure with the other hand. Practice each measure slowly with and without a metronome while counting the 16th note subdivisions aloud. Counting the lines of limbs with your internal clock to ensure you're executing the rhythms accurately, evenly, and with intention. Increase tempo only when you can hear and play the current tempo with relaxed precision. The timekeeper is notated on the hi-hat, but use any sound source you like. It could be a ride, cowbell, rims, whatever. The melodies are notated between the snare and bass drum. Try orchestrating the hand of various parts of the kit. Each position and movement introduces its own set of challenges. Then what else do I say? Reverse the hand so that the weaker hand is keeping time while the stronger hand plays the melodies, or use the hi-hat foot in place of the bass drum. In addition to the included 4-bar phrases and 16-bar solos, improvise your own combinations. Focus on repetition, development, theme variation, dynamics, and contrast. After you've mastered the 6 single limb timekeeping patterns, repeat the entire process while adding the hi-hat foot on quarter notes, 2 and 4, eighth notes, and offbeat eighths. While these exercises might appear simple, they aren't easy to execute with control, accuracy, and confidence. Be patient, count aloud, think creatively, and always strive for a smooth musical sound. That's it. That's all I say about it. But there's a lot in there. So it starts like super duper simple. I'm sure I've covered this stuff on here before. Single 16th notes over quarter notes. So you've got 4 placements. So if you're playing, I'll do hi-hat. All right, so you want to count 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E, and then place the snare drum 2E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 4E. Now, the counting is the most important part. I'll say it again. The counting is the most important part. You need to be able to count effortlessly and smoothly without interruption, even when you're playing syncopated against it. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E. 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E, 4E and a 1. Almost always when the first time anyone tries to play the E's and the U's, 1E and a 2E, it gets kind of jagged. Keep it smooth. 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E, 3E and a 4E and a... All right, that's page 1. Then do the same thing with the bass drum. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... Now, something I'm working on myself, and I would advise everyone else to do as well. If you notice, as we can see, tendency for a lot of us is to kind of hyperfixate and have the left foot like clicking eighth notes constantly. 1E and a 2E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E, which is okay. But what I've found is it adds tension. It adds, it kind of disrupts the feel. It keeps it from being relaxed. So if you can not move anything, you can focus on being fully relaxed, only moving what's playing. 1E and a 2E, and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. It's harder, but that will translate, at least I found in myself recently, into a more relaxed feel overall. I'm constantly scanning from, mine down to the edge of my shoes. Like, is there any tension? Am I doing anything unnecessary? And just keep it completely relaxed and fluid. So then once I do that without a metronome, what's going on here? Then I would put a metronome on. Why am I only hearing half of that? There we go. My cable's gone bad. Then I would put a metronome on and do the same thing. 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4 piano, 1 piano, 2 piano, 3 piano, 4. Right, so those are like the technical exercises. So then what I did was I just wrote a 4-bar phrase that uses just that material in, one possible combination. So again, if you're someone who likes to complete things on a page, learn that. But as I stated in the how to use this book page, that's just the beginning. The goal is to then say, all right, make up your own 4-bar phrases using just this material. So it'll be something like, I'm going to read the 4-bar thing twice and then I'll start improvising. All right, it's simple material, but it's not easy to do. And counting it aloud and keeping it relaxed and accurate, all that stuff just gets increasingly more challenging the more you vary up your improvisation. I was thinking of a conversation between the bass drum and snare drum. So then what did I say the next thing to do? So different time sources, timekeepers. So it even though you're playing the same thing and then move to the ride cymbal, it will affect the way you play this stuff because just physical position. We went from here to opening up here. It's just different. It's more space. It's more possible tension in the arm. So you got to address all this stuff. So I'm going to read that melody once and then improvise. All right, what's the next thing I said to mess around with? Oh, moving the left hand. So what I would urge you to do first, again, if you're interested, pick up a copy. Creative Practice Book 1, Practical Independence with 16th Notes is available on Amazon right now. So I'll go back to the beginning, do each one and moving each one around because each position is going to cause different timing and spacing and flow issues. So I'm just going to improvise the orchestration of the melody through those 4 original patterns. Starting with quarter notes, then to the E, then the and then the now improvise just with the left hand moving around. So I'm going to play that 4-bar phrases on the page. I'm going to, I've never done this before. I'm going to play the 4-bar phrases on the page with everything on the snare drum. So anything notate on the bass drum, I'm just going to play it with the left hand. But I'm going to orchestrate this 4-bar phrase around. So I'll repeat it a few times and not change the rhythm, but just experiment with the orchestration on different drums and cymbals. All right, now let's go back to incorporating the bass drum. So I'm going to play that 4-bar phrase as written, orchestrating the left hand around, and then I'm going to shift into just free improvising with these 4 core rhythms, either played on the bass drum, snare drum, and moving it around the kit. I broke some of the rules by playing 2 quarter notes per pulse, but that's the idea. And really, that's what I want to have happen in my own practices. I want to be super rigid and super strict, limit my choices, limit my options, give myself a little bit of slack each time I feel like I'm getting more proficient, and then eventually I start hearing ideas that are beyond what is written, and I might sneak a couple of them in, and then I can progress to the next chapter. So again, I'm not trying to limit my creativity. I'm just trying to put some parameters on it and then try to keep working it until it gets to the point where I have to do something else. And that's usually when new ideas in your own stuff kind of develops. Okay, so another option, reverse to hands. This one I have not practiced nearly as much as I should. So we're going to do back to the beginning. I'm going to do left hand on hi-hat as a timekeeper, and now the snare drum plays the melodies. That feels way less comfortable. So I know I need to spend more time doing left-hand lead. Basement Artie, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. If you missed the beginning, I'm just giving a quick summary of this book I just put out. It's available on Amazon. Creative Practice, Book 1, Practical Independence with 16ths. The link is in the video description, I believe. Should be. I put it there, so hopefully it's there. Okay, so then it'll be same thing, but getting the bass drum involved. And my headphones finally started working. I have a bad cable. So now I'm going to read the 4-bar summary phrase with left-hand lead. Sounds super simple, but it is not easy. Not easy. So I don't remember exactly how the late great pianist Chick Corea explained it when he was practicing. What does he say? He's looking for glitches. So there's a great video, I think it's on YouTube still, just kind of documenting how he practices. And there's a classical piano piece he was working on or something, and he wouldn't break it down super slow or anything like that. He would just try to play it close to tempo. And he just said, I'm just looking for glitches, any kind of glitches in this passage. So he would sight read it all the way through and just kind of mentally note, all right, there's a spot there that was tricky or something was weird. Or if he got completely hung up, I don't remember exactly how it went down. He would isolate a passage and just look, he said, trying to smooth over the glitches. So that's what I was doing. I played that 4-bar phrase 4 times, I think. And each time there was 1 or 2 glitches, and I just tried to smooth over those glitches each time without slowing it down too much, trying to keep it as music and not just a physical exercise. I think I got it to where the glitches were gone. Let's try it again. Yeah, it took like 4 times to kind of smooth over it. And I wrote the thing, so it should be easier for me. And again, like I said before, as I'm practicing, I'm assessing physically what's going on. Am I doing any kind of weird tension stuff? I'm trying to get rid of a fidgety left foot. I'm trying to keep everything relaxed and flowing. I'm counting out loud to try to keep that nice and flowing. I do find myself sometimes only counting 8th notes instead of all the 16ths, just depending on the tempo. Or I might count some sort of version of 1 and a 2 and a 3, and whatever kind of fits what I'm playing. But the counting is super important. Okay. So let's try to improvise again with the left-hand lead. This is not super comfy for me. It does look like there's something going on with my EAD10. I think it's only come there. It's back here. There we go. Now you're getting the... All right. I don't want the click to be blaringly loud. I like to practice with the click quieter than maybe it's comfortable, so I can kind of ignore it, and it's also just more important for me to keep my time strong versus having that click be blazing in my ear, and I can kind of make quick jumps to get back on it. The quieter it is, the more I have to rely on my own pulse, so I'm trying to keep that quieter than maybe it was. Okay, 1 second here. All right, so that's just the first quick introduction to this book I just put out. So that's just the first page, and it goes into 2 16ths over quarter notes with snare drum, the kick drum, snare kick, kick snare, 4-bar phrases, a few different versions, 3 16ths over with different combinations of snare drum and bass drum, with 3 4-bar phrases to mess with, 4 16ths over quarters in different combinations, 2s, paradiddles, 3 and 3 plus 1, 3-note groupings, 4-note groupings, and then I have a conclusion time solo over quarter notes. So once you get through all these combinations of 1, 2, 3, and 4 note groupings, I've included these like summary, there's 4 of them, these summary time solos which use all these combinations in context. So I'm going to play one of those and then I'm going to hop off here. So this is time solo number 1 over quarter notes. I'm going to play as written, exactly as written. I just went dark? What happened? What do you mean? Shouldn't be. Should be live. I'm flipping through a bunch of cameras here. Should still be there. We all good? I don't know, maybe it jumped to an ad or something, if ad blocker's up, but no, I'm still here. All right, I'm gonna play through time solo number 1. Looks like everything is good. As written at 80 beats per minute. So it's a 16-bar solo. 1, 2, So that was just sight reading it with no emphasis on any kind of interpretation. Just can I play the rhythms correctly? Probably the next thing that I would do is just to try to make these more musical with using accents and ghost notes kind of stuff. What's up, Ben? Good to see you. So I'm gonna try like rim shots, just try to make it, see if I can make it groove a bit. Let's see. Immediately I screwed it up. Whoa, Nelly, I can't do it. So what does that tell me? I'm glad this happened. It tells me I need to go back to the fundamental exercises and give myself a rule of some of the notes are going to be rim shots, some are going to be ghost notes, different combinations of that. So you can see how this material can go on forever. I found something that I can't do. I can't deliberately say I'm going to play some of these, I'm going to sight read figures, some of them are going to be ghost notes, some are going to be rim shots. I could probably fumble through it, let my hands just do what they want. But I couldn't deliberately say I want to play that E as an accent and then the anda as ghost notes within that syncopated phrase. So that means I got to go back to the beginning. I'm going to say I'm doing the single 16ths over quarters. Everything is a ghost note first. All right, everything's a rim shot. Only one note is going to be a rim shot, so the first note, and then I'll move it to the second note, and the third, and the fourth. It sounds ridiculous. Question about the bass drum. This is an 18. It's a 15 by 18 rosewood. I have an Evans calf tone on the batter side with a felt strip going horizontally underneath where the logo of the head is. And the front is a clear G1 with no muffling. Tuned pretty high. Not super high, but pretty high. Right, so that exercise sounds ridiculous, but there's so much to glean from that because you want your timekeeper to stay consistent, strong, one dynamic, but now it's a whole different level of independence. Now the snare drum hand was having to go from low grace notes to high accents without disrupting that flow. So that was just the downbeats, and do the E's. So on and so forth, until then you're improvising simple figures with just the snare drum where it's either a rim shot or a ghost note. And I would do that all the way up through that whole first chapter until we get back to that summary exercise, and then I can test myself again. Can I read this 16 bar syncopated etude, adding rim shots on various notes, whichever ones I choose, maybe anything that's on beat 2 and 4 or off of beat 2 and 4, you know, like anything that's on 2 and 4 or the of 2, the E of 3, of 3, E of 4, anything, something that's going to create some sort of back. You have to give yourself some rules. Again, I'm kind of spitballing here because I've not done this and I'm excited to try that now. But if it falls apart again, then I know either one, I've got to slow it down because I said in the intro, only play at a tempo that you can completely control and hear the subdivisions, because a lot of this is ear training too. If you can't hear the subdivisions, you're never going to be able to play them accurately. So it only goes as fast as you can actually hear the rhythms, so I'd slow it down. And if it's still falling apart, I would just go back and just do it again, work my way back. And that's just the first section. And then it goes, so I give you 4 time solos, and then we change our ostinato to 8th notes. But if you go back to what I said to do first, there's all the left foot stuff that we haven't done. All right, so after you've mastered the 6 limb timekeeping patterns, repeat the entire process while adding the hi-hat foot on quarter notes. So you could say, all right, now my timekeeping is going to be left foot and right hand playing quarter notes, and then work through all those exercises and pages again. So it just keeps going on and on and on. That's why I think this is a really, if you're going to have one independence book, this might be the one. I kind of build it to be that way because this is the stuff I'm always teaching. I'm always having to write out by hand. So now it's all in one spot. And I'm sure I'll do a version with triplets, and I have other ideas for kind of soloing material or fills that'll be. So this whole series will probably have 4 parts. This is just the first one. I started with 16th notes because I feel like that's where 85–90% of us are living these days, unless you're strictly a blues drummer or a jazz drummer. Triplets are probably not nearly as common, but I will do a triplet one. So anyway, I'm going to hop off. Thank you for logging in. If you're interested, you can go pick this up now on Amazon. Just search for Creative Practice by Michael Dawson. It's available there. I will also have some author copies coming here to the house. So if you would rather me, if you want me to sign one or whatever, I could do that. You could buy it directly from me. But yeah, go get it now on Amazon. I think they ship out within 24 hours. It's all print on demand kind of stuff. Good quality. I mean, it's basic. I kept the cover basic. This color is called Slate because I want it to be a clean slate. Check it out. Appreciate it. I'm going to hop off. I'll be back on probably a few more times this week to work on some of the other stuff. Let me know if you have any questions. You can hit me up at any time at, where's all this stuff going to? homestudiodrummer@gmail.com. If you have any questions, I think that's what this is hooked up to. Other than that, have a good day. Happy Monday. Go practice. Go buy a book. Appreciate you. Thanks, Ben. You'll be back here in July? Heck yeah, dude. Let me know. Let's do it. You can come here to the crib. All right. Thank you all. See you soon.